So we are going to start chapter number 6 today, that is dissolution of partnership firm. Till now we have done dissolution of partnership. That means reconstitution. We have already done reconstitution of partnership. Due to change in profit sharing ratio, the old partnership comes to an end and we start with the new partnership. And due to admission of a new partner, the old partnership comes to an end and there is a start of new partnership. At the time of retirement also, the retirement and death, both the old partnership comes to end and the new partnership is started. The business continues there. But today we will talk about dissolution of partnership firm. Dissolution of partnership firm means the business is closing down today. Means the existence of business is also finished today. There will be no partnership and no business, no continuity now. This is called dissolution of partnership firm. When we do the dissolution of partnership firm, we generally sold off all assets. We generally sold off all the assets, pay off all liabilities. We've sold out the assets, we pay off the liabilities, then we make payment to the partners. Payment to partners. We have to finally close down the business. Now, modes of dissolution of partnership firm. A partnership firm can be dissolved in any of the following ways. First is बच्चे, without the intervention of court. Without the intervention of court. If we do not want to involve court, we don't want to take any legal action, then what we can do? By mutual agreement. Section 40 says by mutual agreement. If we all are mutually agreed that we are going to finish it up in this way, then we can go for it. A partnership firm may be dissolved when all the partners agree for its dissolution. Since a partnership firm is set up by an agreement, it can be dissolved by another agreement. Then we will have another agreement for the dissolution. Then compulsory dissolution. Compulsory dissolution. This is section 41. A firm is compulsorily dissolved in the following cases: when all but one partner of the firm becomes insolvent. If any person become insolvent, all but one, then when business of the firm becomes unlawful. When the business become unlawful. Now, how suddenly the business become unlawful? Suppose there is sudden change in the policy of the government, and sometimes suppose we were dealing with China, but now the situation and relations of our country with China is not good. So all of a sudden the business become unlawful. So in that case also there is a chance of compulsory dissolution. Then on happening of an event, on happening of an event, section 42. Which type of event? On the insolvency of a partner. If one partner is insolvent, on death of a partner. If one partner died and all other partners decide to finish the business now, close down the business, or any on the fulfillment of the object. If we have taken a partnership, we have gone into a partnership for the construction of a bridge and the construction of bridge is over. So the happening of an event, the bridge construction is over, partnership will be over. on the expiry of a period for which the firm was formed. If we have made the partnership agreement for 2 years and the 2 years are over now. So these are the happening of events. Next bache, by notice. By notice we can also go for, that is section 43. When the duration of the partnership firm is not fixed and it is at will, any partner by giving notice to other partner can dissolve the firm. If we are if we want to dissolve, if we are going with the partnership of at will, then we can give a notice and dissolve it. This is without the intervention of court. Now the second option is with the intervention by court orders, means we will involve the court in the dissolution by order of the court. Sometimes court orders us. This is section 44. Now, when is the chances of government order, court order? When a partner has become unsound mind. All of a sudden, a partner become unsound mind, and when a partner other than the partner filing a suit has become permanently incapable of performing the duties. All of a sudden he met with an accident or some other reason, due to some other reason he become incapable. When a partner other than the partner filing a suit is guilty of misconduct. If one person is guilty of misconduct, then other person can go to court. Then when a partner other than partner filing a suit willfully or persistently commits breach of the contract, means every time you are warning him and he is not listening to the contract and he is breaking the contract every time. When a partner other than the partner filing a suit has transferred the whole of his interest to third party. When he has sold his interest to third party, he cannot do that. And when the court is satisfied that the firm cannot be carried on except at a loss. When court is satisfied that you cannot earn profits, you can only suffer losses, then in that case also court can order for the dissolution of the partnership firm. So bache, this is the base of dissolution of partnership firm. Dissolution of partnership we have done, that is reconstitution. Dissolution of partnership means at the time of change in profit sharing ratio, admission of a new partner, retirement of an old partner, death of an old partner. The old partnership comes to an end and there is a starting of new partnership. Means business we are not closing down, business is going on. That is dissolution of partnership. Old partnership comes to an end and new partnership is started. But in this chapter, dissolution of partnership firm, here we have to close down the business also. We have to sold all the assets, we have to pay off all the liabilities, and then if we are having some amount, we have to pay to the partners. And dissolution can be done in two modes: without the intervention of court, if we are mutually agreed that we want dissolution, and compulsory dissolution if a person become insolvent and our business become unlawful, automatically you have to dissolve the firm. On happening of any event, on the fulfillment of the object, or on the death of a partner, insolvency of a partner, or expiry of the time, whatever is the event that happened, and there will be no business now. By notice, if your partnership is at will, you can give notice to the other partners. Then by the court order, when a partner has become of unsound mind, and when a partner other than the partner filing become permanently incapable, guilty of misconduct, he is breaching the contract partnership agreement again and again, and he have sold his interest, or there is a chance of loss only, no profit is there, then the court can pass an order for the dissolution of partnership firm. Now bache, we have to settle down the accounts, how we will sold off the assets and how we will pay off the liabilities. Section 48 of Partnership Act specify the mode of settlement of accounts on the dissolution of partnership firm. It is as follows. Now you have studied section 40 to 43 Without the intervention of court, you can go for dissolution. Section 44, you can go with the help of court. You can take help of court. Now I'm going towards the section 48. Section 48 of Partnership Act specifies the mode of settlement of accounts. First of all, the amount of loss, including the deficiency of capital, shall be paid out of profits. Next, out of capital, and lastly, if necessary, it will be realized from the partners in their profit sharing ratio. First of all, if we have to pay something, we will pay out of profits. Profits will be used. If profits are less, then capital will be used. And if capital is also less and debts are more, then partners have to pay. Partners' personal assets can be taken off. With the help of these three things, you can pay off your liabilities. And what should be paid first of all? First of all, outside debts. You have to pay the outside debts. First of all, the outside liabilities will be paid off. Then partner's loan. If any partner has paid loan, partner's loan will be paid off. Thereafter, capitals of the partners. First of all, you have to give money to the outsiders, then loan to the partners, refund of loan, then capital will be returned to the partners. And if there will be some profit, it will be divided among the partners. This is section 48. It tells that first of all, you will make payment out of profit, then out of capital, then you have to call the personal assets of the partners. And first of all, you will make the payment of outside debts, then partners loan, and then capital of the partner.